I would love to kind of, have a one-on-one session with you and have a detailed conversation. Write to me, more than happy to engage.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and enjoy the rest of this day.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. See you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. So we are on top of the hour. Actually, a couple of minutes late. So without further ado, I would like to ask if Mohamad Barata is available and can talk about best 20 practical tips and tricks on financial management in Dynamics 365. So are you here?
Good morning. I'm here, available. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, we can see you. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and I hope they are enjoying these important sessions about Dynamics. So shall I share my screen?
Yes, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sharing the presentation. Okay.
Yeah, I can see your screen. That's very good. Yeah.
Okay, great. So again, good morning. I hope everybody is seeing this interesting session. So my name is Mohamad Barada. I'm from Lebanon. So I have been working like more than 20 years on Microsoft Dynamics since Dynamics Nav, since it was like Microsoft, it was not Microsoft, it was Nav 3.7. And then I moved to Dynamics AX. So I have been working also for more than 10 years on Dynamics AX until we have started the Dynamics 365. So I have been working since it was released on 365. And I am also an online trainer on Dynamics. So today I'm gonna lead for a very practical session. So we're gonna see 20 practical tips and tricks that I have collected from the latest months of working on Dynamics and all these new features. So it's going to be very practical. We're going to see the Dynamics itself. So I'm going to share also my screen at the level of the browser to talk about these tips and tricks. So I hope they will enjoy it. If anybody has also Dynamics in front of them, they can use these practical tips and try them immediately. So the first one that I'm gonna go to talk about it is the new features. You know that in Microsoft Dynamics, the 365, they added a new workspace. So just I'm gonna share all my screen because what I did. So I will stop sharing, then share the entire screen. Sorry, but so while I'm doing this, so the desktop, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the finance and operation. So refresh my session, and this is the beauty about it. So you can see this dynamic screen in front of you, right? It's loading.
Yes, we can see Dynamics. Yeah.
Okay, great. Great. So what I'm gonna show you is the beauty that Microsoft, they released something in the workspace. It's very important. They call it like feature management. So now you don't have to worry about knowing what are the features that it is released in wave 1 or wave 2. So when you click on feature management, you will be able to see all these new features that they will deployed on your Dynamics solution. And if there is any new features that they were not enabled, because most of, by default, these feature management, as you can see on your screen here, do not enable new feature automatically. So by default, these features they are not enabled automatically in order not to have some implication or some problems on your current features. So it's very important to know that from now on, whenever you have new features, you can check these features in this workspace. So where you can see all not enabled features, and this is the beauty, and you can make this feature management enable new feature automatically. If you don't want to worry about checking features, and if there is any new features that you would like always, whenever it is released, to be enabled, so you can enable this automatically, but it's not always recommended in case you have done a lot of customization, in order just to make sure that you have these proper features properly enabled on the solution. So but what is nice about it, whenever you have any new features released in any wave or update, you can see it here. And if there is any features that it is scheduled already to be applied, you can see it in this scheduled part on the workspace. So the first tips that we practical tips that we talk about today, it's how that this new features workspace. So enabling these new features, you can just have to come here and you enable new features automatically. So when you keep it like this, from now on, you have all these features automatically enabled. And otherwise, you can select any of these features that you have here and enable, and you can schedule the enabling, applying it to your solution from here. So why I put this as part of the tips and tricks for financials, because as a financial management, you will see that there will be a lot of new features related to Genera Ledger. So you will have from time to time a lot of new features related to Genera Ledger. So as a financial or manager or CFO or whatever, or accountant, I can always go and see that there is a new features related to financial Genera Ledger, credit and collection, cash and bank, and I check these features. How I check them, and the new tips, you can filter all the financial Genera Ledger feature, for example. So you go to module here and you apply the filter related to, I want to see all the General Ledger, okay, model new features. So when I filter on a specific module, so I will be able to see all these features, new features related to General Ledger. And Microsoft, they always put this prefix on the top of suffix on the top of the name, feature name, so you know if it is country specific or it is global for all countries. So for example, if I would like to see here, there is a new cash control feature that it was added. Okay, so when you click on any features that you would like to see, you have this learn more, which is also beauty about it. So Microsoft, it will take you directly whenever you select any of this. So when you click on, let's say, the general reversal no longer requires consecutive number sequence. If you would like to know more about these features, you just click learn more, and it will take you directly to this new information about the wave or the new feature, if there is directly any detail to be added. So, and description here, it gives you a quick info about these new features that you can apply. So it's very important that you, at any time when you have featured, if you would like to know more about the feature, you just click on if there is any learn more here. When you click about it, the Microsoft directly, it will take you, for example, the expense management overview, so you see what are the new features apply on this. So from now on, you don't have to worry about all these features if you can be to apply on your solution or not. It is available by adding this features, enable these features automatically. You see here there is something, I have enabled the feature of credit and collections parameters. So what will this give me in Dynamics? So when you enable a new feature like this credit, you will see that on the level of the credit limit, because it's for account receivables, they will be added some information at the level of the setup of your credit. If I go to credit and collections, okay, so you see here it will add some features when you add this credit and collection parameter. So some of you, if you go now to credit collections and setup, you will see that you don't have the setup credit and collection because this feature might be not enabled on the solution. So now Microsoft, they added at the level of the financial management a new process for credit and collections, which is also, it's very interesting to be used, and it will help you to have better control on your credit and collection, there is some automation. So from now on, you will be able to set up automation in order not to worry about adding some task related to collections whenever you have any problem of credit limit, or some certain people, they have reached some high amount of collection or due on them and not paid. So this credit and collection parameter, it is added with the new features. You will see it was included in the wave 2 that was published in April 2020. So you see here in collections, I can specify if the automatically to create this posting the control collection letter, or I have to print it out. Okay, if it is to be, if there is any interest or fees to be calculated based on these delays in collections, so and payments. So if you would like to add certain number of days for allowances, and so all these, and if there is any email template also to send to your contact whenever they have any problem of collection. So these will create like automatic collection steps and activities that you can configure from now on, and you can apply it on for all the people, the customer that they have credit limit, or they have canceled, for example, their orders. It's allowed to edit sales order, hold or release the status of sales order. So such kind of features, the credit and collection parameters, it will help much to have a better automation at the level of the credit and collection, and it will create automatic collection activities on that. Now, as a financial also people, we like to have data, a lot of data, more information. We used to, I have tried also to, for a couple of years, to use Dynamics as a user, and this is where you can feel with the user their needs about more data all time. So there is a features inside, and this is also enabled if you have the permission to see all the data. So you can access like table browser. The table browser, it is one of the tips that some of the users, technically, I know most of the attendees here, they might be already aware about it, because we are techno-functional people, so we know a lot of technical tricks. That's the functional people, and this is why the purpose of my session is to give tips and tricks for the people that they work on the financials. It's more business. We don't need a lot of technical skills. It's more tuning here. So you'll see that how to access the table browser. What is table browser? I'm going to show you now. And as you see, when you go to, for example, the customers in account receivables, you have in front of you a list of data. So, and these data, it's like what I call it also from layout perspective, it is structured. I have this field in front of me. I have this name, very nice screen in front of me. But what if I need more data to see? Okay, I have this, what I call feature that is hidden. I can see the table, the complete fields of the table, let's say customer or main account. How I can get access to it, there is two ways of it, and this is one of the tips. I can, on the level of here, for example, you see, I'm seeing the customer table, cost table, okay? The customer table in Dynamics 365 since it is called cost table. Okay, if I would like to see this data of the customers, but in tabular way, like this one, like we'll call it table browser. You see here, table browser. I just have the first way, which is a little bit tricky about technical people. I need to add at the end of the URL of my Dynamics online on the top, I have to add this URL, which is mi table browser and table name equal. I put the table name here, and if I would like specific company, I specify here also the company. So let's say, for example, I put here main account. When you see main account, I will be able to see the main account, all the fields that I'm allowed to see again in front of me. So if I would like to see the cost table, I just put here cost. I remove this, I put cost table, I put enter. You see that it will take me to my cost table browser. So I see all my fields related, and also all my records related to cost table. So this table browser, it allows me to see all my data without a lot of structure way, or not like tabular as it is available. And you see here, I have now table browser cast table. It will have all fields that I might be in need about them for a couple of time. Then I do my job, I work here, then I can switch back to all screen. So this is easy. I just to remind myself to copy this. I can keep it in Notepad, for example. And at any time, when I go to Dynamics here, for example, I'm starting session, I add this at the end of the URL after the the slash here. I put this, I paste my additional URL, and I click enter. It take me directly to this table browser. So this is, yes, needed for a lot of people that they would like to have more information about specific or more fields that are not shown on the page itself. So this is one way. I can add what I call the table browser Chrome, and this is also thanks to Arcanto's tools. It was released by some technical colleagues that we know. There is table browser at the level of Chrome if you are using Chrome, and for a lot of other browsers there is some tools, but for Chrome also you can add this table browser. So you go to, it will be available on my presentations that I'm gonna also share with the people who organize this beautiful sessions. So you can have also, I'm gonna post it, so you can also check this URL. It's available online also. So when you add this extension, you will have this icon on the top of your Chrome. So what this will allow you to do, this is the second. When you click on it, you can first you have to set the configuration here. So you have to put the URL of your Dynamics solution online, which is available online. So for me, I'm using the trial for this demo. So I check this, I copy this section of until.com, okay? So at the table level, I come to configure and paste it here. Okay, so the first time I have to configure this Chrome extension. So I put in the configuration this URL. Then I have this magic part. I can come here in the table browser caller. I can specify which company I would like to see the data, and I click on table list. I will get the list of tables that I have in front of me. Okay, guys, but technically, we are aware about these technical functional like us. They are aware about these all table names and how we can search about them. But if you are a financial person, at the end you need to check, for example, main account. So you put, in advance, what are the main account? For example, you need to see the bank account or something, or customer. So you put the label, and the system will show you certain tables. At the end, if you don't have access to it, it will not show you any data. But the advantage of it, if you have access, for example, the main account, I click on main account, it will take me to this table browser of main account. So this is really nice. I see in front of me the table browser and the main account the same way when I entered manually the name in the browser. So I have this first step. I can add it on the top of my URL. I put here MI, this table. You can always save this URL, and this is what you have to do. Or you can also can add it to bookmark. So you save this URL and you paste it. You change only the table name. Okay, but how do I know the table name? Usually, this is another tip that I was not planning to add it, but I can show it here. When you click on form information, okay, usually in Dynamics, it gives you the form name and all this control, some technical information. But in the administration side, when you click on the form name itself, okay, you will be able to see what is the table, the table name. You see here, sorry, it stopped. So I'm gonna go, so you go right click on the header, any header of your columns, form information, you click on form name. So the system will open at the right side here, form information. This is the control, the form name. When I click on administration, it will show me here the cost. This is data source, the cost table. So I can copy the first section before the brackets and put it in the table name. So I will be able to get data related to cost table. Yes, I know that there is a lot of people that they know this, they are aware about it, especially with technical, but the financial people usually don't have this information. But now you can, with this table browser, they can use on the level of Chrome, and you can use at the level of browser, you can have this accessibility to your data. And this filter here, it will be your strong power to search any of your data available that you are looking for. So this is how we access the table browser. So getting the table browser plugin, it was so easy as you saw. You just go to Chrome and add. You have a lot of other extensions that you can use, for example, for user task recorder and the other things that you have. Usually you need to get access directly to it. Okay, so this is then we have what we call the advanced filter join feature. You know, most of you are already using the advanced filter. Today I'm just gonna talk about the join feature, which is also, it's very important and very strong, I think, at points in the advanced filter. Before I start talking about the advanced filter, do you have any question regarding the section that it was on the screen, everything showed properly? So just making sure that you can hear me and everything is moving good.
So far, so good. We have a question in the chat. Not sure if this was answered. It was about the feature management.
Okay.
And in the feature management screen, there will be also new features that are still in preview. How do we know when a specific feature will become available for prod usage for customer? That's from Mansoor.
Okay, usually for each feature, there is also a schedule date. If it is not yet a release, it will show you the release date. You can always keep checking these feature manager, or you can create an alert for you that whenever this date is near, let's say in 2 days or 3 days, so you get an alert that this feature is now available on, because they update this availability date, usually Microsoft from time to time. So you will be able to, you will be notified about this if you create an alert about the date of scheduled to be released date on the level of the features. So because this is why they include it as a record. So when you add this, I go back to feature, you see here I have always a date that is scheduled. I can create my alert, like if it is another table, feature added, if it is planned, scheduled to be added. So I can see feature added, and then when is also the date that is can be added to this. So I can always keep checking or create like alert to know about these features that is going to be published soon. So I hope that's answered the question.
Yeah, and we directly have a second one from Osma.
Okay.
And he says, are we able to modify delete insert data on Chrome table browser?
You can, if you have permission, yes, you can change data usually on the Chrome. When you here, he's asking if it is on the table list that you see it from browser, because at the end, Chrome, it will open when you click on this list, for example, it will show you the list from the data connected directly to your Dynamics, yes. But when you click on the URL, it will open Dynamics table browser. So you are not opening something outside Dynamics. This is why the features that the permissions that you have here, okay, if you have this save new permission, you will be able to add here. But for example, now for me, it is not available. For that case, if I'm not allowed to save, I can just table browser, see my data, filter, and maybe export to Excel and see them outside. So it depends on the permission, but the Chrome, it will give you like a quick hint about the URL and this link to make it easier for you to get access to these in order not to put manually this URL on the top of the browser. But the allowances of adding or modifying the form, it is controlled by Dynamics, and by default, no. You cannot save or add a new table browser unless you have on certain table or certain permissions that is available from the admin part. Okay.
Okay, that's what I saw in the chat. So let's continue then.
Great, great. So I hope that you are enjoying these practical tips that can help you to have a better hands-on on the financial part of Dynamics. Now, the advanced filter, it is one of the strengths of Dynamics, and it is available on most of screen that you have. If I'm gonna go back now to the standard of nav of Dynamics 365, I'm always talking about nav, even if I'm not related. It's something here we see that in front of me I have the all customers list. This is it's very clear session, and the option side, the options, it is always, this is the tricky parts that I usually need to use to get some link, to allow, for example, to personalize, to add this list to Workspace or create an alert. I also have this beautiful tools advanced filter. When you click on advanced filter, it's always available in the options section of any page in Dynamics 365. Most of you who is watching, even if you are not expert or you know that there is this advanced find, and it's easy. And most of I saw that in my experience that most of users, they use this, but they use only the range. Yani they come here, what is available here, and the first column you have the tables. So you see all the tables that you are allowed to filter. How are these tables available here? They are the main table of the page and all related, because on the customer screen you have a lot of information related to the person name. It's get from the global contact, the global address book. There is a customer account, bank account, communications, customer details. There is a lot of other tables linked to this customer table. So this is why you see in table you have a lot of other tables available. But and derived table, when you click this table, this derived table, it will show you what are the tables that is joined or linked to this customer directly. So it's not only available on the page itself. It's a little bit technical here, but what my points is, you don't have only this power here of the range. You have first, when you get the data, the sorting, it is very useful for the financial, especially people if they would like to sort their data when you click for any fields on the customer. So I can see my data based on a specific date, created date time, so I can show it ascending or descending. It's not an index feed, so and this is the beauty, and this is one of my tips here. Dynamics, it will alert you that, guys, you are selecting a field that it's not an index, which means it's going to be a little bit slow when returning data. So it's very important to know, because we care about time, especially the financial people. They are in a hurry. They are always on having a lot of things to do. So you can always click yes, but it is like some alerts that it's going to be very slow. In date options, it's very important to know that in some tables you have these validity of data. For example, the address of customer. Sometimes you might have this address, it is practical or available for this until the 13th of January 2021. So if it is after this date, the address will be different. You can ask the system, and the really superpower here, to show records active as of what. So you can, for example, get the list and show you these data that is linked to validity to for a specific date that you can. So you can predict, or you can see your filter as if you were running it in the 15th of January. So if I put here like this, it's gonna show me the data as if it was run on the 15th of January. So it will show me the address of the customer on the 15th of January, not today, because he might be changing the address. This is one example of the addresses. There is a lot of data that might be sometimes linked to validity. The joins features, guys, I always you have, as if financial people start to use these advanced features on Dynamics, you can see what are the tables that are linked to customers, and you can join them. For example, in the global address book, you can add this, for example, add table join. So you can select any of these table and add this table to your join section. So, and what will allow you, it will allow you to get also a filter on these table related directly to customers. See here, when I select add table to join, it will show me all fields that are linked related to this global address. So when I click selected global address joins and I add to join, it showed me all tables that are really linked to this global address, and it will show me what are the type of relation between this table customer and the global address book. So I have employee, for example, I have a lot of the global address. It will show me all tables that are loyalty cards, for example. This is also one of the things that you might need to add. So when you select this, okay, so it will be the table that you have selected for join. Usually it will be added for you to use it from now on whenever you have any link or filter itself. So the advanced filter, it's not about only range. You can use just join to add table, and this table it will allow you to have more specification at the level of the filter, and it will be always available on the level of customer, so you can also save this filter itself. So don't keep only using the range part of advanced filter. It's important to use this additional features itself. I'm going to talk now of custom field, how to add custom field. Sometimes we are in a hurry. We cannot wait the IT or the admin people to add for us some custom fields. And I would like to maintain this data automatically in front of us. Dynamics, it's one of the tools or the ERPs, the word that give you this chance in a very easy way. I didn't see any other place that give you this easy way to add certain things like this, custom fields, and add it on the screen and start adding data on it in a very easy way. Okay, so how we do this? For example, if I would like to add my custom field at the level of customers, so I can add it on the list. It depends what is your target, or you can go to all customers here. So it will show you the customer himself. These are the customer card. Okay, so whenever you have any fields, you have the list view or the card. This is the card view. Okay, there is always a way when I add columns. Okay, so when you see here, the fields that are available here, these are what I'm calling now fields. I'm adding like custom fields. So how I do this, when I go to for example, column, I'm gonna show you how to add field on the columns. I have insert columns options here. So I click on the top of the grid. I have insert columns. It will automatically usually give you a list of columns that are available in this data, but you don't see it on the screen. So all fields that are already there, it will not be shown, or you can see it with checkbox already available. So if I would like to add a new fields, I have this beauty button here, create new field. This is one of my favorite because I usually add some custom field, and this custom field, I don't always suggest to add a lot of fields, but you add them only when you really need it. And the financial people, they always use this. They add some certain fields to help them in their analysis. Let's say for customer, I would like to add a new field related to COVID-19. Okay, so usually the table name, it will show you this all table available on this page. So if you have, for example, the customer, there is all other table available. These are the source, the table that are already available on the page. I will select customer here. Okay, so the name prefix, usually all custom fields in Dynamics, they end up with underscore custom. So you don't have to worry about adding this prefix. Just have what you would like to add the prefix as like name to be used in the table. So usually don't put space on it. So I can add here COVID state, for example. I'm just showing you. So COVID-19. So just in order to know if this customer has, for example, take the vaccine, I can add it for this purpose. So, and I put a text. The length here, I have it in front of me. I can put 30, for example. So the help text is, I'm gonna put, I will specify if the customer took the vaccine. I also hope that this COVID-19 problem. Okay, when I click here on save, it will ask you, this action will modify the cust table by adding new field. As I told you, there is always underscore custom. It's very important, this custom prefix that we added, so you don't have to worry about the naming. So COVID state, I say yes. Okay, so that's it. It is very easy, guys. Usually, I know that, and you see here, I have already added before the new loyalty ID. When I click update, I have my fields on the screen. Okay, so added to here, COVID-19. I will refresh the screen just to show you that it is as simple as this. Can you imagine that you have this power of, if the permission on the screen on the system allow you, but you can add this a filter or field that you can also use for filters in front of you. Now I can add this if I'm in edit mode. Okay, when I click on edit, I can also add data. Yes, or took the vaccine. I can specify also which vaccine. So I can put yes here. So that allow me to know that this customer he took the vaccine, if it is interesting for you. So later on, you can also do some filters. So this will allow you to add any fields easily on the screens and enter data automatically without the need to have any IT or development skills. Is there any question? I feel like somebody is trying to ask here.
We have some questions or comments in the chat. Maybe I read them. So the first one is, when sorting data, is the index that will be created on the database, if you click yes, or is it just an information that the sort will be slow? Thanks.
It is information. It's information. This is not an index field, so it's gonna be slow the first time. Then, but with the caching that the process that is available on the Dynamics, and the next run, if you are running the same, it's gonna be faster. But the first run, when you are getting data for an index that is not for a sorting specification that is not part of the index, is gonna be slow. Yeah, it's like warning. It's like alerts that it is showing on the system, just to let you know that it's not one of the faster index. It's not gonna be one of the fast also search when you click on it.
Okay, there are a couple of more questions, but I think let's take them at the end, because there's still some.
We still have 20 minutes. Okay, so the creating custom fields, I will keep a question till the end because I might be on time with, I will have 5 minutes at the end for question. I kept like this because I know these practical usually sessions is always having a lot of questions at the end. Okay, so adding custom field is gonna be easy for us to be created, and it will help us to add any custom field and start using this custom field whenever we have any needs for it. So don't add much of field, but you can use this. Now I have this very important features, tips also. I know that some people, they might be laughing now that they know about it, but there is a lot of others, they don't know about this. The cross-company data sharing. You have this, it's very also, the beauty about this, that it is easy for you to add it. And how it is done usually, you can add, for example, let's say delivery, usually mode of delivery. You can one of the data that you might need to share between companies, or certain setup that you might need to share. You can have specify certain tables or certain data to be shared across companies. What does this mean? If it is technical for you, sharing across companies mean you can have the same delivery code used by all companies. This will reduce data. This will have better consistency regarding cost and description, code and description. Sorry. And how we do usually this on the system admin, you have to first in the setup part. Okay, we have that we call the configure cross company data sharing. And usually this, I know it is not part of the, for sure, the admin people, but the finance people, it is part of admin, but you have to know about this because in order to ask for it, okay? So on the admin side, you have this cross-company configuration. You can create a new one, for example, if I would like to share my delivery mode, okay, or any specific how I do this, usually the mode of delivery, if I would like to know the mode of delivery, what is the table, okay, that is for mode of delivery. Before we go there, I can use the search feature that I have on the top of Dynamics, but because I think because I'm presenting, I'm using the internet, I'm same time trying to search, it's gonna be a little bit slow. I can also, let me open it automatically. So here, it could be, okay, it's loading. I'm gonna show you the model, just get, before I can specify which page I need to, you see, it took me directly to mode of delivery. This is the mode of delivery table. This is the page itself. How could I know the page, the table name? When I click again, I used this before, I go to right click on any column, form information, form name, it's gonna show me here in the administration part that this is, it is DLV mode. So delivery mode, our mode of delivery is on the table, it is called DLV mode. So I just copied this because I might need it, okay, in case you have certain power. So now I need to go back to my shared configured cross-company data sharing. So this is also, as I told you, it's available under the system admin part. Okay, I have under setup, there is configure cross-company data sharing. You can always get back to this. Okay, so I can click on new, and here I put modes of delivery if I would like to add here. So I click on save. I will be able to specify the table name. So this is why I just go and brought this table name. I pasted here. So it took automatically the mode of delivery, save data per company. So you can share it across company, but always save data per company. You have these features. Okay, it can have unique index for each company or not. And if it is something that is not shared yet, you can click this just because in order to be able to share. When you add a table, the system will show you that all the fields and things that they need to share in order, this is the fields that you have. So you can share it, and because some fields, they have to share another table's field. So for example, if I would like to share this markup group, I will have to also share charges group table. So in that case, I might be only sharing the first three fields because they are not related to other. Okay, so this is also, I have this power to specify which are the fields that I would like to share. Then I have to specify first, second, what are the companies that I would like to share with. Okay, so here it will show me all tables. So I can select all the tables all the companies that I would like to share with this data. So this is important. If you have any also custom data, you just have to know the table name, okay? And you go to what we call configure cross-company data sharing, and you select this table, you select which field you want to share, and you select this table. So you will be able you select the company side and the red side, so you will be able to use same data in all companies. If you have selected when you added this table that you would like to have data save data per company, which means every company will have this data saved, but the same data will be whenever created, you can share it with other companies. So this is very important to when you select here the company, it's very important features that you can use. I can also say, let's say I'm gonna share this with Contoso friends. So and you see here, it will show you sometimes certain alerts or like non-mandatory foreign key are not shared by default. So if there is any which are the foreign key, because the primary key, it has to be shared. This is why you see I have only selected these three, but all sometimes it will show you this warning message just to let you know that the foreign key, they are not always shared by default. You have to select them when you do this sharing part. So this is one of the very important cross-company feature that you have to ask about it if you have certain tables to connect with it. I'm gonna go fast because I still have 10 minutes. The connect Power BI to Dynamics 365, it is also one of the things that you have to know as financial, that you have this, the Power BI desktop, you have very important tools, connector already available on Dynamics and Power BI. This is the beauty of the integration between Microsoft tools, and as Khurram was saying, it's about data today and digital transformation. We need a lot of intersection between a lot of other data, and this is what is Microsoft trying to show or to bring when they are linking all these data all together. You see here, when I get data, I can have in more query. I go to, I'm now showing you Power BI desktop. It's very nice tools, but my tips here to let you know that there is already in the online service Dynamics 365 online available. So what you have to do, it's very easy. Anybody can do it. We don't need this technical background. You just click connect, and all what you have to do is to put this URL, how you know it, you bring it from here. You don't have to worry much. You click this, you copy it, all the section until the com. Okay, this part, you copy it and you put it here, and then you click and put data. So this is, I'm connecting my Power BI to data, and then you click OK. So the system will load, will ask for usually permission, but it's already, it's available here. So you have to sign in with user if it is different from the one that you are using for Power BI. In case there is any problem, if I'm using, for example, the Office user, it might give you an error. You just have to make sure that you enter the username and password. You see, I just click connect. The system will bring me all tables available, so I can do my dashboards on customer or sales or whatever data that is available here. Just waiting this to be loaded. I'm gonna go to, because I still have around 6 tips or 8 tips. So the center view of settlement transaction, it is one of the features that is available also in the new, it was lately also published. How I got this, I can see this settlement, because before we had a lot of click before we see the settlement part of invoice. Now we have this view settlements in front of us when we go to any customer, okay, and transactions. The beauty that they will record, the session is recorded, and they will put this record on the YouTube channel of the community. So you can go back, if I'm a little bit fast now, you can go back and see any of these tools later on. But what is beauty about this feature is when you go to transaction of customer, now we have this view settlement in front of us. So we don't have to click a lot of places before to get this view settlement. So we have this view settlement. When you click on it, the system will show us all settlement done for this specific invoice directly, and payment and applying. So you can see the history, the accounting entries. You can undo settlement. It is really nice, and it make it very quick for this settlement part. So you see, just I'm trying to it show me now the connection on Power BI. So the connection is doing now. It's just bringing this table, caching all data in front of me. So the Power BI, just I put URL/data, and I have this connection done for me. Now, so after the settlement, a global share number sequence for customer and vendor. I'm gonna skip this, but if you will have time at the end, but you can have a number sequence shared global for all customer and vendor. I will not see it just to gain time. On the number sequence itself, you have this shared feature fields that you can select it. So it will allow you to have the same numbers for customers in all companies, and this is also for consistency, and it will give you easier for you for management and to track your customers across all transactions. And this is why you have this global transaction in front of you, so you can see the same customer, all their transactions in all legal entities. Okay, so if you have a shared numbering for customer, you will have the same number. Sometimes you might have different number in case you are not using this shared global number. So you have this global shared number of sequence, so you can use it for all company. So you will be able to see the global customer and vendor transaction inside this section under the customer table, where you see under the transactions, you have global transactions. So it's across all companies, and this is not available in a lot of ERP, by the way, guys. Financial Journal, there is a new feature that's called simulate posting. We know the NAV people, they have this like preview posting. We also know about it, but in Dynamics 365 also, finance and operation, we have the simulate posting. It is available where when we go to journals, for example. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Genera Ledger, and I have this Genera Journals. You see, you have two in validate. You have validate and simulate posting. The difference between this, the simulate posting is a new feature that was added not in the wave 2 before, even before. It will allow you to check all the posting steps and check them and give you any error if there is any error, but do not post. So simulate posting, it will do like if it is posting itself. It's similar to the preview posting that we have in Dynamics 365 Business Center. The validate, usually it will validate if there is any non-balance, for example, is it an unbalanced journal, or if there is any missing dimension. So the validate that you have usually here, it will give you just hint about the data that is available in the page. But simulate posting, it will process like if it is posting without doing the posting itself, and it will give you any warning message about the posting. You see here, it will show you that if it's okay, so there is no warning message. But in case, for example, I delete the offset account, okay, or if in case you have any problem with your data, so the system will automatically give you this error message on the right side. So let me see if there is. I can, because this one is totally okay. So I'm gonna go to Genera Journal that I have. I can still add or different. For example, here I don't have offset account. If I validate, so the system and simulate posting, it will give you this error message. So and if there is any problem before posting, you see here the posting result journal, I can message details. It will show you that this journal is not balanced and what are the problem. It is usually used for also dimensions and everything that will be occurred if you post this journal. It's very important that the simulate posting feature is added between on the journal. So it's better than the validate because it will go until the posting section itself. Security diagnostic, it is also something that it is very important to know when you work with Dynamics. It's and the option side in every screen you have security diagnostics. It will allow you to know which people they can see this screen or this data in front of us. So why financial people they have to care about? Because we know, because they are the people that they have all the data about the system, confidential information, especially about the employee, for example, salary, the credit limit of the customer. So in case you are worried about certain tables or certain data, and you would like to know who had this roles in the system, you can go to options and security diagnostic. It will show you which role on the system they have this access to this page. So if you have anything that you would like to know which role they can see the screen, you can go to security diagnostics, which allow you to see the hint, and you can add roles to users. So if you would like to add also roles for specific users, you can do it directly from here without the need of admin, in case you know how to do it and in case you have the permission itself. So now I still have just 3 very beautiful tips. I think I will be on time because I'm just gonna take 2 minutes more. Okay, when you go to the line itself, I'm gonna go to Genera Ledger. Okay, you have here open lines in Excel. So you can do the data entry of the general journal in Excel. You just have to open lines in Excel and select the right template. I selected general journal. You save your Excel on any folder, but it's like dynamic Excel that you have. So when you load this Excel, you see that it will open, just it's loading just to show you the beautiful format. You have this general journal data entry. Just have to click enable editing. So you have this format, really nice, okay, and showing with special format. And at the right side, okay, you have this Microsoft Dynamics add-in loading. If you don't have it already, I recommend to add it to your Excel. You just have to, in the insert part, okay guys, here on the insert, you have get add-ins. You click on get add-ins, and inside the store, you can search for Dynamics, okay, and it will show you this Dynamics add-on. I have it already. You click add, so you have this very strong feature. Look what you can have here in front of you. First of all, you can change, so you are seeing this data from AX, okay? But what is really nice, you can click here, when you go to the line, you see here, for example, when I click on, it will show me the data that I can browse. You see here, I'm on the date part. It will show me the date. I can pick date. When I click on the company, it will show me the company. So it's bringing me data from AX, from Dynamics 365, here in Excel with validations. It's not just Excel dummy. I can put data here, for example, 300. I can change the amount. I can specify the ledger offset. Then when I finish, I can click publish. On the publish side, it will bring my data back to Dynamics 365. So I can work from Excel with all validation and very smart Excel sheet connected with my Dynamics 365. So if I go now to General Journal, on the side, I go to lines, I will see that my data is in 300. Okay, so yes, it is really nice and it's really advanced tools. The beauty of it, if the format and the template is really amazing, and the validation, okay, that you have, okay, whenever you go back, and you can click and you see that you have all this lookup connected from here. And this is one of my last, so add an Excel and edit and publish data in Excel. So this Excel part, you can open from General Journal and several places in Dynamics 365. It will allow you to save and publish data to Excel. I hope you enjoyed this quick. It was 20. It was like challenge for me to go to 20 tips, very useful tips for people that they need for financial management in 1 hour. Thanks God, it was done on time. So if you have any question or anything that I know it was quick, some of these features, it needs longer time to explain, but it is good to trigger this important feature for people that they know that there is a lot of beautiful features for Dynamics inside it. You can ask about it, okay? Thank you, Nazim, for your feedback.
Yeah, Mohamad,
Yeah.
thank you very much for this great presentation.
Thank you.
There are a lot of questions in the chat.
Okay.
Maybe you can stay here a while and try to answer them,
Yeah.
and also provide your contact details in case
Sure.
people want to reach out to you later on.
Sure. I will put this, and I will try to now to check chat while my colleague will start his session. And thank you for all your great feedback. It's really nice to see this positive feedback. So I'm gonna also put my contact information if you would like to. Anybody who would like to contact me, I'm always